Hi everyone, it's Simon Killing here, it's weatherweb.net and it is Saturday the 21st of September. Of course, it's first day of autumn, isn't it, with the autumn equinox. But not that autumnally over much of the country. We've got some sunny spells around at the moment. Now, don't forget that this forecast is kept free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen, and when you come back and use the site and use the adverts, that's what generates the revenue that keeps us free of charge. So thanks for doing that. Now, we took a look at the long range yesterday, and today just wanted to go through what's going on in the more sort of shorter to medium term, and got a big question mark over how the weather develops by the end of this week. Big difference between the main models. This is the ECMWF over the left. This is the GFS over towards the right. And this is the 7 to 10 day mean of the 500 millibar flow. So it's valid from next Saturday through to Tuesday, the 1st of October. Goodness, it's October already. Anyway, through to Tuesday, the 1st of October. And can I just say it's only 3 months and we'll be talking about Christmas, okay? Anyway, so this is valid between next Saturday and the 1st of October. And what I want you to notice here, look, ECMWF has a low here in the heights, significant low in the heights as well, just above the north of Scotland, with blocked out conditions here across northern parts of Canada, running through northern Greenland, across into the northern parts of Russia. The GFS, by contrast, has above normal heights creeping into the UK, and that block, it slips much further south, affects the British Isles, builds high pressure in and blocks it out in the Atlantic. Now, I have to say, out of both of these solutions, I actually favour at the moment the ECMWF. I'll show you why. But first, just compare where the various different models are. This is 1st of October, and ECMWF, look, has got low pressure centred north and east of the country. But it's important just to note, there's trough going through there, look, 500 millibars, and we've got another shortwave trough feature in here, out in the mid-Atlantic, or northwest Atlantic, and we've got a ridge kind of in here as well. So just compare that to this chart the Canadian GEM model. Same time again, look, but it's got a trough in the Atlantic here, which is what we've just seen, but then a ridge, look, through the British Isles, and a trough then across eastern parts of Europe. So this one pumps in warm air, fine conditions across most of the UK, some rain in the far west, but basically pumps in warm air and keeps it dry. And then the GFS ensemble, trough out in the Atlantic, ridge through the UK, trough out over Europe, and again, look, pumping in this southerly flow, very warm southerly flow from high pressure, centred across central parts of Europe. And it's this sort of pattern that holds sway as far as the main models are concerned. But let me show you why I think ECMWF over these. Here's the chart then for today. Looking at the 500 millibar flow on this, not necessarily the surface pressure, we got the trough there, we got a ridge across the British Isles, we got trough back into Europe. That's what we call the Omega high, that shape there that you can see. It's the Omega shape, isn't it? Now, by midnight tonight, look, here's our trough, our cold pool starting to be cut off. And by midnight on Monday, there it is, almost completely cut off. By midnight on Tuesday, still there, look, there it is. So here's our return ridge across the southern parts of the UK. Notice though, low pressure out here towards the east, low pressure here, look. But also notice too, this cold air that's being pumped in here to the north of that main trough. Now to me, this is the crucial one. This is midnight Friday, look. Here's that cold air I was just telling you about being pumped in, okay? And what that's doing is, it's feeding into this main cold pool, so it kind of reinvigorates the cold pool once again. Notice that the air isn't sinking as far south in the Atlantic before it's pumping its way back northwards, so this ridge here effectively collapses. That means that by midday on Saturday, effectively, we've almost got this kind of super trough effect here, where the cold air is being pumped into the Atlantic. It's sharpening all the time with the warm air pumping north, low pressures north of Scotland and west of the UK, and it's that leads to the breakdown as we go into Sunday the 29th. And you'll notice now, look, that there is that trough shape becoming elongated. Still got the ridge out towards the east, but the idea of this cold air pumping in, sharpening that trough all of the time, and also deepening the low and allowing the low to deep north of Scotland is a critical one, I think, which is why I think that it will go more unsettled next weekend. Notice then, jet stream is through here. So it's hooking up these areas of low pressure, former tropical storms. And then by midnight on Monday the 30th, look, jet stream through here and blowing the storms in. And on the 1st, it's a real autumnal look to things with a cold west to northwesterly wind through the UK. Although what we will probably find then is this ridge here building back out towards the west. This here, this cold flow getting back into the trough, and it will deepen the trough out towards the west. So let me just do that in a different colour. It'll probably do something like that and strengthen the ridge through the UK eventually, probably around the 3rd or the 4th of October. So there's method in the madness here, and I think the logic is there for the ECMWF, and I think it's outperforming the others just simply because of its dynamics and because of the resolution that it's operating to. So that's why I'm going with the ideas of the ECMWF right now. Of course, things could change. We'll see what happens. Back to the present, though. This is to just have a quick look through. Chart for today. Warm front pushing northwards, bringing all the moisture in the cloud that we've got, most of it in the west, but to the east it will be breaking. Main part of this is that temperatures will be rising, and where the sun comes through, as high pressure develops to the south during the course of Sunday, we'll find it becoming really warm. 25 degrees possible in the south on Sunday, 21 towards the north, but always more in the way of cloud affecting western areas with some drizzle at times. And we've still got that high pressure into Monday, of course, not Tuesday. Pumping in this south or southeasterly wind, warm conditions, sunny spells, just bits and pieces of low cloud affecting Ireland and western Scotland. Very warm again through Monday. On Tuesday, staying warm in the south, perhaps some early morning mist and fog patches, but this warm air wafting in from the continent. Fronts slipping eastwards through Scotland, taking some rain with them, mainly across the north and the west, but colder air following in behind the cold front. You can see they're moving into northwest Scotland. And then by Wednesday, the cold front has cleared its way southwards. May have a little bit of rain left on it across Wales and the far southwest, but generally what that's going to be doing is decreasing temperatures as it moves its way southwards, bringing some sunny spells, but those temperatures falling. Don't agree with the GFS chart after Wednesday, so we'll leave it with that for now and see how things develop tomorrow. But for now, thanks for watching weatherweb.net once again, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.